Subscribe to my sister's channel. She will also voice her favorite plots. Let's give her a big asset. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. I am blonde with blue eyes. I am also the Jinchuriki of the nine-tailed demon fox and the heroine of the Fourth World War, but that's bad luck. I got into the past, flashback, company rise. Kurama shouted, only now the blue-eyed girl was in no hurry to get up and continued to sniff into both holes. Naruto rise, Madara has risen and is chasing tease. Attempt number 2, what? Where? When? Ah. I jumped up abruptly and ahem fell face down on the floor. Yes, Haydn infected me with a foul language. Kurama. What the hell are you? And you're scaring me like that? I said, and this red rug laughs at the whole subconscious. Hahaha, it's not my fault that you didn't get up on the first try. Please tell me, my furry friend, what did you wake me up at 3 in the morning? Someone is prowling around your apartment. The fox said in a serious tone. Why can't I feel the chakra of our unexpected guest? I asked, because I could feel the chakra, even if it was very well hidden, and here it is not felt at all. I don't know, but you be careful. I got up and left my room and walked around the apartment. Kurama, have you become paranoid with us? No, well, why? Suddenly, after it was extracted from me, all sorts of stuff began to appear. Otherwise, I don't think I'm so blind that I didn't notice a person in my apartment. Who are you calling paranoid? The rug growled, you, because where do you see a person? Anyway, do you know where he is? I started, but it really feels like he or she doesn't have a chakra. But damn, if it was Fuin, would have noticed. How hemorrhagic it is. Everyone came, I'm like Shikamaru now. Can you feel it? I hope so. No, I don't feel it at all. This is very alarming. Naruto from behind. After the scream, I managed to turn my head a little, but I was hit. Your mother with a frying pan. End of flashback. Naruto. Get up now, get lost in the forest. I'm dreaming, otherwise I'm dreaming all sorts of nonsense. I said, but Kurama burned me with his chakra. What are you doing at all? My dear Jinchuriki, I hasten to please you, we are in the past. 3, 2, 1, oh. What the hell? Tell me, what kind of frying pan is this? She didn't die from Akatsuki, she didn't die from Obito, she didn't die from Madara and Kaguya either, and the latter didn't send her to the past or to another universe. I said and walked around my old, dirty apartment. Naru, apparently you have such a fate, to get into every ass in the world. Ku said. What are you doing in Huey, holy? Holy. I don't need such happiness. He began to say while crossing himself, yes, the nine-tailed demon fox is also called. Suddenly, I noticed the table and went to it, and there I saw the letter and opened it. Letter. Hello, Naruto. As you already understood, you got into the past together with Kurama. So that you don't get bored and you have mastered new techniques and so on. I gave you Uchi eyes and all 5 elements, you can also change the future, good luck. From Rikudo. Is he kidding? Okay, thanks for the elements, but fuck me Sharingan. How do I explain where he's from if I'm not an Uchiha? All this time I was walking in circles, and I realized, how old am I now? And what timeline am I in? Maybe Ginger knows, don't call me Ginger. Wow, how scary we are. I turn what I want. You'd better tell me how old I am and cut out the Uchi clan. You are 9 years old, the clan is not cut out. While he was answering, I went to the mirror and saw myself at the age of 9, only here is a small minus, half of my hair is red, and the other is yellow. Well, fine, I'll have to say that I wanted something unusual to. By the way, have you deactivated bookmarks? I asked, because they were fucking putting them there. I remember Kurama swearing because of this. Yes, the bookmarks are the same as those. On intelligence, loyalty, etc. And you also have a library with techniques. I'm all asleep, otherwise there's only one hemorrhoid with you. After the fox fell asleep, and I went outside. I go and understand that this Konoha is very different, after the attack of pain. I got bored and went on the heads of the Hokage, or more precisely, on the head of my dad. So, well, what do we have? A girl of 9 years old, but with the soul of 17 and a 9-tailed fox, who touched Hyugi with his fate. Now the question is, am I going to save the Uchiha? But what can a little girl do? They just won't believe me. In short, we are completely fucked. But I'm not Uzumaki. If the all in the ass didn't play, I was near death and survived, then we'll come up with something here. Maybe we'll go to the third one, and then we'll talk about the situation, and now we're going home to sleep, and we'll train. The next day. Get up, said Kurama, and I did not try my luck for strength, otherwise some kind of heresy will fall into this red firebrand again. Get up. I got out of bed, but I'm not me. If I hadn't kissed my lover, because this is already such a tradition, and if I didn't kiss, wait for trouble, after getting dressed and eating, I went to the landfill. Let's start by running 10 laps around Konoha and warming up. I exclaimed. Are you sure you can run that much? Ku asked. Have you forgotten? I'm Uzumaki. We have good stamina. And at the age of 9, I was running away from the Umbu. They drove me for 2 to 3 hours and I felt fine. Well, yes, I forgot, the proverb, strength is not necessary, suits you, but in our case, instead of strength, endurance. Don't distract me from my self-development. After about 20 minutes, I ran 10 laps and did a warm-up. When I was running I saw Rock Lee, he was also running. But because of the speed, he didn't see me, and Itachi and Sasuke also saw me. There was another Uchiha there, but I don't know him. Let's try kunai and shuriken throws. I took kunai and threw them at the target, and hit the bullseye. Everything is fine with shurikens, too. Heh, so you won't have to practice your marksmanship again. I can already say I'm used to the body of a 9-year-old me. Naru, I thought that you could develop your stealth. Kurama asked. Why? And the fact that you can get to the root base like that and look for documents with all the sins of the elders. Exactly, why did they give me such a stupid Jinchuriki? He howled and slapped his forehead. Imagine that I didn't hear it. I think within 3 years we will get rid of the root and the elders, otherwise they are too much Zazralis. Maybe, but don't forget you're still going to the academy. The academy? Cheeriert. I completely forgot that I need to go there. Oh, nothing, we will train, and I will learn how to make a shadow clone again. He will walk instead of me. We will study again, but not the original, but a clone, POV. Kurama. It's always been interesting to me that Uzumaki always find adventures on their 5th point. Or will it ever end? Even Kushina didn't get into such an ass of the world. It seems that I just simply ivot. Every time a person from the Uzumaki clan becomes my master. Although I am glad of it, because without Naru I was swallowed up by darkness, POV. Author. Naruko. You're late for the academy, sir, do me a favor and shut up during this day. She said from waking up. Academy. The academy. AKA your mother academy. Naruto realized. She got out of bed quickly, and surprisingly didn't crash. I did all the water treatments and got dressed, but I didn't eat. Kurama, tell me, can I make one shadow clone now? The girl asked. Yes, you can, but why do you need it? 9 Tails asked the girl. Yes, I'll send the clone to eat, otherwise it's not good to go to the academy on an empty stomach. The fox snorted at her words. As always, you think only about food. The fox exclaimed, at the same time growling a little, and Naruto what? And Naruto is nothing. She thought about food so much that she even fell into the astral, and paid for it. While she was in the astral, she did not notice the tree and kissed him. LP, is she cheating on the floor with a tree? Me, well, you can't really call it treason, she's not married to him. And to the one who will marry him? I'm not that crazy. LP, expressionless face. This is being told to me by a man who, for the sake of an experiment, started chasing people while shouting all sorts of game? Me. Well, ahem, we're not leaving the topic. I'm writing fan fiction here, you know, and you're distracting. Well, we continue. Yes, what is TB? And she bumped a lot, because the blood flowed. LP, this is karma, because it is not. Kissing a tree. Me, fuck off, don't get in the way. And you shouldn't have thought so much, you idiot. The fox exclaimed indignantly at the imprudence of his Jinchuriki. Well, tell me, how could such a thing become a hero of the Fourth World War? It doesn't fit in my head. So she reached the academy, and went to her class. Here she is standing near the door, but in no hurry to go in. POV. Naruto cheered. I'm so worried. Yes, well, if Sasuke saw how afraid I was to go to class, he would just laugh at me. I wasn't even worried before the Genin exam, but come on, you rag. So I open the door and go into the classroom and everyone immediately quieted down. And what are they doing? There seems to be nothing on my head and face, but they look like I fell from the moon. They look at you like that. First of all, you are not late for class. Secondly, you didn't wear your overalls. Third, you behave appropriately, said my tailed friend. Is it adequate? So you want to say that all my 17 years in that world I behaved like a man with a crazy cuckoo? I am the adequacy itself, it's something with the head of others. Okay, I admit that knocking down the door is not an adequacy, although who am I trying to come up with excuses for here? He will still stand by his opinion, like a stubborn sheep. Okay, I have to sit down somewhere, otherwise I've been standing and looking at them for 3 minutes. I saw Hinata, Shino, Kibuchuji, Ino, Shikamaru, Sakura and Sasuke among my friends. Part 2. POV. Naruto. I went to the last desk where Shikamaru was sleeping and sat down next to him. Everyone has already come to their senses after my spectacular appearance. I have déjà vu. Shikamaru is sleeping, Chuji is eating chips, Kiba is talking to Hinata, Shino is just sitting. Well, Sakura and Ino are standing near the desk and arguing who will sit down with Sasuke. Basically nothing new. Well, Sasuke just ignores everyone. Yes, why would I do that? I've already unlearned, and I'm learning again. Don't whine, said Kurama. It seems I woke him up with my thoughts. You won't listen to Irika anyway. And you said you were going to send a clone instead of yourself. Well, yes, I said so, but today I decided to come and see them with my own eyes. I replied, yes, I will send a clone, and I will teach techniques again. There's just no point in staying here. They will only give us theory, and we will teach techniques only when we are assigned to teams, and Kakashi-sensei has not really taught us anything. You've gone too far into yourself, there's a lazy person calling you. Kurama warned me and lay down to sleep further. Naruto, I heard my name. She turned her head and looked at Shikamaru. Yes, are you all right? He asked with a question in his eyes. Yes, why? I asked. It's just that you've been looking at Uchiha for 5 minutes, make sure that Yamanaka and Haruno don't notice it. Well, whatever, he said a whole sentence. Yeah, thanks, I said and looked in the direction of Uchiha. Is it just me, or do they not understand that they got it? Okay, I'll intervene, I hope I won't regret it later. Ino, Sakura, can you please keep it down? After my question, they looked at me. What's it to you? The demon. They said together, and again began to pelt each other with their eyes. Listen, girls, you need to go to the choir, otherwise you're yelling like crazy. After my words, they started throwing angry glances again, only this time at me. If they don't stop, I'll show them such a demon. We are not mad. They said in unison. Are you rehearsing together, what? They asked again, speaking in unison. It seems they didn't get it. Well, okay, what? I said, and they got mad again. Well, definitely crazy. Don't play dumb. Yamanaka said. And who said that I'm pretending to be a fool? I asked. Silence. Do they have nothing to say, or have they swallowed their tongues? And then the door opens, after which Irika-sensei came and our favorite story began. Since I already know her, I decided that I could sleep. Only it's not fate. Sensei threw a piece of chalk at me. Uzumaki. Don't sleep in my class. Irika-sensei exclaimed. Well, Irika-sensei, I've already read the topic about the hokage in the library, you can even immediately give me a test with questions on this topic. I think I broke it a little bit. I lied a little about the library. Well, I can't tell him that I got into the past, and their Sakura and Ino forced me to learn the entire theoretical program of the academy. That's when he would definitely have had a big shock. And if I write everything correctly, then during the study of this topic I will be able to sleep in class. Do you agree? I told him. He stood for 20 seconds thinking to agree or not. But apparently he didn't believe me and left the office with a smile. So far, he has come out. I heard the guys start to whisper me, someone mocked and said that I would not write, and so on. After about 2 minutes Sensei returned to the classroom, came up to me and gave me a list of questions. Okay, I agree. You are given 1 hour. But if you don't spell it right, then you'll answer all my lessons. She definitely doesn't believe that I will write, so I can see from her eyes that she is laughing. Well, let's see who will laugh. The one who laughs last laughs. Half an hour later, I finished writing the answers. And she approached Sensei and handed over the sheet. Are you sure? You still have half an hour. He asked, a little surprised. I would also be surprised if a child who has never taught anything suddenly started writing tests perfectly. Yes, I already double-checked, okay. Here he sits and checks my work. During this time, I noticed that the topic was looking at me strangely. And even now I feel his gaze on me. I turned and looked at him. In his eyes I saw irritation, distrust and interest. Something new. Naruto, have you really decided to take up your studies? Sensei asked. Yes. Still, how can I become a hokage if I'm a junior? I'm pleasantly surprised that you realize that. And I won't touch you during this topic, but you just don't interfere with others in the lesson. Nothing interesting happened in the rest of the lessons. That's the long-awaited call. I quickly picked up my backpack and ran outside. And she bumped into someone. Oh, I'm sorry. I said. It's okay, be careful next time. They answered me, and I decided to see who I bumped into, and there they stood, and there were Itachi and Kakashi. Interesting, okay. Next time I'll be careful, I said and retreated from there quickly. I didn't have enough for Itachi to suspect something. Now the question is, since when has Kakashi-sensei been walking with Uchiha? Previously, after the death of Rin and the alleged death of Obito, he did not let anyone near him. Maybe something has changed in this past. And somehow his look became different, as if he had not lost many close people. POV. Kurama, thoughts. you have no idea how close you are to the truth. He POV. Naruko.it feels like I've been specifically shat on. Oh, my fifth point feels that I will meet someone who will put me in a state of shock. So whatever, then we'll figure it out. And now in Ichiraku, POV. Rin Noera. How are you doing, Rin? I am asked me. Yes, everything is fine. I was given a week off. So you don't have to go to the hospital, so I decided to go eat ramen. I replied with a smile on my face that, how are you doing? Did you happen to have a boyfriend? I asked and narrowed my eyes with a sly look. The girl was so confused that she dropped the glass from her hands, and blushed, now exactly like a tomato. No. I didn't start it. And everything is fine. The blush disappeared from her face, and she continued to wipe the glasses. Even though she wiped them off a long time ago. A few minutes later, Tuchi-san arrives. Oh Rin, hello. I haven't seen you for a long time. Do they really burden you so much in the hospital? He asked. Hello Tuchi-san. I decided to come to you, just have time. Yes, they load, but not so much. I replied. Tuchi-san is as energetic as ever. Suddenly, a sonorous child's voice was heard. Hello old Tuchi, I am Chan. Kami-sama is Naruko. How she's grown up. Forgive Minato-sensei for not helping your and Kushina-san's daughter. After they died, I tried with the guys to take her into my custody, but Shimura threatened if we communicate with her, then no, she won't kill because she is the weapon of our village, Fu hunting to vomit. Even if he doesn't kill her, it doesn't mean he can't torture her. Naruko, how many years, how many winters? Tuchi said, how glad I am that Tuchi-san and I treat her like a person, and not like the rest of the villagers. Hello. Naru-chan. I haven't seen you for about a month. I said. As soon as Naruko came, she became very happy. Yes, I was a little sick, but I've already recovered. Please give me a large portion of ramen. She's so cute after all. POV. Naruko. Wait a bit. Tuchi said. Tuchi went to cook ramen, and exactly when I came to ramen there was a girl. I turned to see who it was. And went into shock. It was Rin Noera, Kurama. We're in the past, aren't we? And not to an alternate universe. This is what happens if she didn't die. Is Obito also in Konoha? And he's not Madara's pawn? Apparently the frying pan was with special chi effects. Kurama said, stop. He laughs. So. Did you know that Noera is alive? Why didn't you tell me before? What about Obito then? And who pulled you out of my mother? I growled. Well, wow, he knew she was alive, but he didn't tell me anything. I hope at least he won't hide anything about Obito. And then I'll put it on a fur coat. Yes, she's alive, no one pulled me out here, he got out himself. Obito is also alive and he is a leaf Hunin. Any more questions? Yes. What's going on in the Uchiha clan? After all, suspicions fell on Uchi only after Obito controlled you? And now he's here, and are they going to start a riot? If Obito is here, then maybe there won't be a clan cutout? And I won't have to worry about saving them. They discussed something about the uprising at the council, too. Obito was able to calm their fervor, so even if the old bastard comes with a piece of paper for the Uchi cutout, the third one will not agree, because they did nothing. Okay, at least something good. I hope you haven't hidden anything else from me. I asked. I swear by my head. Nothing else has changed. Naruko. I shouted, jumped up in surprise and almost fell. I'm sorry, I was just thinking hard. I rattled while waving my hands. Don't go so far into yourself. After that, I looked at Rin, and she looked at me with warmth. I am sure that the mummy threatened them not to communicate with me, but no one said that I would start communicating with them. Hi, my name is Naruto Uzumaki. And you? Hi, I'm Rin Noera. Naruto, do you often go to Ichiraku? Very often. It is very tasty here. Listen, you can call me Naru. Naru, let's go for a walk together tomorrow, otherwise I still have things to do. Yes, of course, I don't mind. I said with a sparkle in my eyes. I'll come for you myself. Ryan-chan, I'm sorry I'm late. Said Obito. Well, now it's clear from whom Kakashi-sensei got the habit of being late. Obito, well, you're like always. You're late yourself, so you've also taught Kakashi. It seems that Obito is so late very often, since Rin is so angry. Obito finally caught his breath and noticed me next to Noera, and a smile, Allah 32 teeth is not the limit, spread across his face. I'm Obito Uchiha, Naruto Uzumaki. Can I ask a question? Of course. Are you and Rin dating? And my eyes are so cunning. And no. They said while blushing. Well, all matchmaker mode is on, it's a pity, but it won't last long. Okay, bye Obito, bye Rin, I'll see you again. Bye, I think it's not as bad as I thought. It'll be fun. 3 years have passed since our conversation with Rin and Obito. Rin and I have become best friends, and I can see that both of them are not breathing evenly to each other. Many attempts to bring them together ended in failure. Sometimes it seems to me that Noera is simply not ready to start a relationship. She told me that she loved him, but no matter how much I told her to confess to him, she refused, under the pretext of, what if he doesn't love me? Well, what has happened to me in these 3 years? I joined the ANBU under the personal command of Hiruzen Sarutobi. I don't go to the academy, everyone thinks that I'm homeschooled. We crossed paths with Uchiha several times, more precisely with Sasuke and Itachi, but we never talked, at least with Itachi. Well, the topic is kind of defective. Before I went under Hiruzen's command, I went to the academy for 3 months. So it turns out he fell in love with me. One had only to look at him, he immediately turned away and blushed. I thought then that there was something wrong with this world. Then he confessed. We were together for 2 weeks, his fans were furious at that time. When I remember, it gives me the creeps. But, we quickly broke up. Sasuke realized that it was a fleeting crush and remained friends. If they crossed paths, they greeted each other. As for their clan, you already realized that no one cut it out. In the ANBU, I trained my secrecy and, together with Obito, sneaked into the ANBU, and found dirt on the elders. We gave them a choice: they leave their posts and live out their old age, or they will be executed. Surprisingly, Danzo immediately refused the position of an elder. He also gave the post of head of the root, but to whom I forgot. Well, the other 2 also left their posts. The new elders were Fugaku-san, Shikaku-san, and Hayashi-san. I'm coming back from a mission now. Here I come to the gate, and Izumo and Kotetsu are sleeping there. Izumo Kotetsu I sang in a sugary voice, and they were already tense. Why yes, Kitsune-san? Are you already off the mission? Kotetsu asked. He are afraid, and rightly so. What if they suddenly turn from guys into a girl? Castrate, change clothes, make up and done. Right Ko-chan, I hope I won't see you sleeping while working anymore? I said, pinning them down a little. They know it's me, but the rule must be followed so as not to burn down the identity of the Anbushnik. Of course not. You won't see this anymore. He recovered quickly. They probably get used to Ki slowly, otherwise for the first time they sat for 20 minutes and came to their senses. That's nice. Having answered, she shifted Shunshin to the door to the Hokage's office. Hokage, the very mission to eliminate the Nukanins has been successfully completed. Aya, I want to go home to sleep. You'll have a rest with these tasks. Naru, as always, you completed the mission quickly. I want to ask you to give this scroll to Fugaku. Sarutobi, are you kidding me? When did Umbu become postman? And you're not asking, you're ordering, and I have no choice, I'll have to deliver anyway. Go to him in the form of Umbu, then come and hand over the mask and clothes. Since you don't have the rank of genin, you will come to the exam, and you will get into the team. Well, then, what's the plan? First, Zabuza and Haku, the Chunin exam, met with Gaara, Temari and Kankuro. Also an attack on Konoha. Well, what can I say? I'll have a rest. You can go now. Hi. And again she moved to the office of the head of the Uchiha. Kitsune? Hokage-sama wanted something? Said Fugaku-san, as always perceptive. It's not surprising that Itachi thought differently from an early age, unlike his peers. Here, he asked me to give you this scroll. Coming closer, she handed the scroll into her hands. Get out of here through the door, not through the window. Okay, I'll go through the door, I'll take the uniform anyway, I'll just take a walk. I came out of Fugaku's office and heard familiar voices. Obito-kun, tell me, how did you manage to teach Kakashi-kun to be late? Mikoto-san said. I don't know, somehow it turned out by itself. Obito replied, I wonder if reading Jiraiya's porn books was also transmitted from him, so you also read Jiraiya's books together. Rin is very outraged that her comrades are perverts, but I was right. Shisui, Itachi, I hope you haven't read his works? Most likely they read it, and I think they blushed. No. Mikoto-san, do you really think that about us? It's strange I don't know who it is. Well. Oh well, we should already go in. Naruko. You're back. And a hurricane, Rin, flew at me. She called me by name. I could be recognized by my hair, but there is a new trick. I can change my hair color, and when I change their color, the chakra changes. So I have red ones now, but I can also turn them into black ones. Dobe? Aren't you homeschooled? And why do you have red hair and you're in an Umbu uniform? Sasuke asked. Oh, shit. I didn't want these questions so much. POV. Shisui. Dobe? Aren't you homeschooled? And why do you have red hair and you're in an Umbu uniform? Is this Sasuke for sure? I remember that Itachi said that his Ototo had made friends with someone, but that it was a surprise with a girl. Rin-san named her Naruko, so this is the daughter of the 4th Hokage and the bloody habanero. There was no home schooling. 3 years ago I entered the Umbu, under the personal command of the 3rd Hokage, so I did not go to the academy. Because of this, I didn't walk with you, and as for the hair, my Uzumaki genes have awakened, and I can change my color to red. 3 years ago? She's a genius too. At the age of 9 and enter the ANBU under the command of the 3rd, just like their daughter. Yes, and she's cute, red hair suits her, and I want to touch them. Stop. Shisui, what are you thinking about? She is only 12 years old, by the way, today at 3 in our place, otherwise we haven't walked for a long time. I'm ahead of your question right away. Today is my last day and I will come to the genin exam, and they will assign you to the team as well. Why did her chest start to ache after her suggestion to take a walk? Really? Am I in love? They'll be coming soon, Kurama warned me, so I need to change now, otherwise Rin will arrange a fashion show. I'm wearing this. Knock. I'm coming. I quickly ran to the door and opened it. Naru-chan, congratulations on joining the Umbu, Obito said. You're good, here's a present for you, Kakashi said and gave me a cake. So why are you standing by? Taking off our shoes, we went to my living room, where there was a set table with food and all sorts of goodies. Did you cook that much? Rin asked. No, Pancake Danzo came and cooked. Yes, I wanted to learn how to cook, that's the result. I replied, you'll make a good wife. Obito exclaimed, hee well, thank you, or what? We started eating, but at the same time we were having a dialogue. Naruto, are you sure you want to be an umbu? Rin said, a little flustered. I needed to get all my old skills back, but I won't tell her that, otherwise they'll put her in a mental hospital. I want to, if I'm there, they'll teach me a lot. After that we ate in silence, but then I leaned over to Kakashi a little and asked if he knew what I wanted. Kakashi, did you find out what I wanted? He nodded a little at that. Oh, there's nothing else to drink. Come with me to get another drink. Obito and Rin nodded in agreement, and he and I got up from our seats and entered the kitchen. So he loves her? I said sharply, yes. Loves. Are you up to something? He looked at me strangely. I'm going to suggest playing truth or dare. We should try to bring them together. And then it won't go that way. I want to understand the kids, but with their relationship development, it will be in 10 years. I took juice and water, and he took 2 bottles of sake. And we went to the kitchen after 10 minutes. Guys, let's play truth or dare. I asked. I don't mind, Obito. Also, Rin. You leave me no choice. Kakashi. Obito, start. Naruto, truth or action? I'd rather choose the truth. Really. Hey, I thought action. Okay. Have you met anyone? That's how I chose the action. Yes, I have. Kakashi, truth or action? Come on, answer the action. Action, there is, burn all the books of Jiraiya that you have, okay. He said, took out the book of Ika and burned it. Goodbye, my darling. So we played, and so I ask Rin. Rin, truth or action? This is the most crucial moment. Let's do the action. I went up to her and whispered in her ear. And she was all flushed. Okay. She got up from her seat and walked over to Obito. He stands and does not understand what is happening, so she comes up and stands on her toes. Kissing him, only something went wrong and blood flowed from his nose and he crashed. Obito. We all exclaimed together. Rin put his head on her lap. Here he opened his eyes. Am I in paradise? He said and hung up. Damn it. After all, there was such a moment, and he switched off. Okay, next time I'll definitely bring it together. How did it happen that I'm walking, not only with Sasuke, but also with 2 Uchiha? I didn't seem to call them, and I said bluntly that I was calling Sasuke for a walk. Damn, if I know Itachi, then who is the second? This is Shisui Uchiha, Kurama said. This is the Shunshin, but Shisui? I didn't expect to meet him here, but I didn't see him there. Of course I didn't. Danzo took one of his eyes, and he decided that Itachi would be able to do something after his death. It was when he committed suicide that Itachi had a Mangekyo Sharingan. And after the death of his friend, the clan members did not believe that such a genius could commit suicide, so Itachi was blamed for his death. After all, both of them were not at the clan meeting. Now it's clear why we never crossed paths, but it's a pity that such a kind man as he died. And he's handsome. I wonder if he has a girlfriend. I was carried to the wrong step. Well, drive away such thoughts. Did a miracle happen, and you started thinking about boys? Otherwise I already thought, I don't have time to think about boys right now. Thought about it? What are you thinking there, and Kurama? I said in a sepulchral voice, and did not notice how my hair was divided into 9 parts. Dobe. You do it calmly, said Sasuke stuttering. I turned to my escorts. And I noticed how they started to shake. And what are they doing? Oh, right. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. I said. I noticed how Itachi and Shisui swallowed. Maybe I should ask again about Jiraiya's books, Itachi-san, Shisui-san, have you read Jiraiya's books? I said in a sickly sweet voice. Liaya, if Itachi had a blush, then Shisui was a dead tomato. So you heard everything, said Sasuke. Behind the wall, it was not visible their faces at that moment, and so I made a discovery. Uchiha can blush, I said and started laughing. POV. Shisui. Oh, Kami, she thinks I'm some kind of pervert now. Although it was worth it to hear her ringing laugh. POV. Naruto. He looks at me for a long time. There doesn't seem to be anything on his face. Shisui-san? Zero reaction. Is he really alright? Sasuke, does he always enter the astral when he walks? If anything, I do not advise you to do so. I know from my personal experience, but Shisui remained in his astral with his thoughts, which are accessible only to him. Right in my gut I feel this will come. Naya to the Uchiha that one of them will swear. Here we go further and I see that there is a banana peel on the way. And you know what? Shisui stepped on this peel and crashed, so Itachi was still nearby and Shisui fell on him forming a kiss. POV. Author. On the ground are two kissing Uchi, and next to him are a boy and a girl with eyes of 5 kopecks. The blonde regains consciousness, pulls out a photo camera out of nowhere and quickly taking a picture begins to smile in all her 32 teeth. At that time, the two Uchiha, realizing what had just happened, quickly jumped up from each other and began to wipe their lips. At the same time, everyone was thinking about their own POV. Kurama. Hahahaza, your mother, this is the best situation of my whole life. Ha. Apparently Naruto PPRI, is going to fight for his Uchiha. Ha, or else with his Napoleonic plans he will not notice how the love of her life will be seen by the older brother of her best friend. That would be the drama of the century. Should I follow in Jiraiya's footsteps in terms of writing books? I see juicy moments all the time. I think the book would have been a success. POV. Shisui, I gave my first kiss to Itachi. I'm not gay, God forbid they think about it, so even before Naruto and Sasuke. If only no one could see but them. Otherwise, these rumors will spread all over Konoha. If even Fugaku-san finds out about it, then I will definitely have a full Kurdic. POV. Itachi crept up not noticeably. Shisui, you bastard, what the fuck did you fall out of this world for? So also on me. What did they think of us now? So also before Ototo. It is urgent to rinse your mouth. Just what? Toothpaste? Alcohol? Or better soap? And it is better to sit down together and preferably dango, so as not to doubt for sure. I'll do that. POV. Sasuke, tell me what I thought, right? And what is Naruto doing? Photo product? Cheered. She took a picture of them. So they really kissed. I don't think we had the same glitches with her. Your mother, my whole psyche is broken. Okay, kiss a guy with a girl, but for Shisui and Itachi to kiss too much for my psyche. I can't even eat for a few days now. POV. Naruto. They kissed. I took and quickly photographed them, but apparently none of them noticed it because of the shock, except Sasuke, but he was also in shock, so he postponed my action with the photo product to smoke in the back drawer, and even if he remembers, he won't do anything. Long live Yaoi. Of course, I didn't expect to see Yaoi here, but a miracle happened, and there was no oblamingo bird in the vicinity. Now I will always trust my Chuka, and they themselves are to blame, especially Shisui, and I warned the astral mode will not lead to good. I have some experience in such cases, but I didn't kiss a girl, but a tree. They will definitely listen to me next time if they don't want this incident to happen again, although I don't mind extra compromising on them, but they don't need to know about it, otherwise I know they're Avengers. Ovs. And they were not deprived of their imagination. At this time, when I was thinking to myself, they left Shunshin. Well, and how long will they try not to cross paths with each other or with me or Sasuke? Dobe, why did you take a picture of them? Sasuke asked. I turned and looked at him with my face. Are you a fool or are you? My dear friend, you know what blackmail is, right? As an answer, I got a nod. So this photo is my compromising material, and I will blackmail them with it when I need something from them, unless of course they agree or give what I ask. After my words, I saw a smile on his face and a sparkle in his eyes, and a sly smile. Apparently they owed him something. And training too? He asked. Of course. Then I won't touch you. And in the meantime, I have to go back, otherwise I still need to help Kasan. Well, wait for Uchiha Uzumaki with compromising material is a dangerous mixture. Why the hell am I up so early? I growled. Now it's a habit to get up early after serving in the Umbu. I didn't even get up so early in the last world. Now get in sign, you wake up at 5 in the morning. I remember how mad I was about Rock Lee and Mato Guy when they woke me up at 5 in the morning as well. Flashback, POV. Author. Lee, the power of youth burns in you as always. Konoha's green beast said. More precisely, he did not say, but yelled at the whole Konoha. Yes, Guy-sensei. But most of all the strength of youth in Naruto. Rock Lee also shouted. At that time, Naruto was in the room. Apchi. Someone remembers me. The blonde said and went back to sleep, although there was no point in it, and we will return to Rock Lee and Guy. They continued their training, as Lee stopped and offered his sensei. Sensei, let's call Naruto-chan? He asked. Sometimes it seems that they are immortal, since they decided to disturb Uzumaki at 5 in the morning. Yes. In the name of the power of youth, we must call her. Guy shouted, after which a tomato was thrown in his face. You with your youth power. Get on. You don't let people sleep. The man shouted from the window and continued to throw tomatoes at the couple. If Sasuke was here, he would have killed this citizen for spoiling tomatoes. And Guy and Lee ran to the distillery in Uzumaki's apartment. POV. Naruto. I'm sleeping fine, I'm not touching anyone, when suddenly 2 green hurricanes fly into my apartment. What do they need? I don't care, though, I'm sleeping anyway. Naruto-chan, get up and come with us to practice in the name of the power of youth. Fuck me, has this power of your youth surrendered to me? I want to sleep, get out of my apartment. I'll lie down, maybe they'll dump on. From here. Well, if so, then we will act differently. Guy said. And they left. I don't like it. With their strength of youth, they wouldn't have given up so quickly. So they figured out how to wake me up. Yes, you? Which. And you came to me at 5 in the morning? Or are you full of immortality? Everyone run far and for a long time. These infections took and poured ice water on me, so also with ice cubes. I took and printed out a cast iron frying pan. I'll beat them up, so don't grieve, Mom. I turned to them with a frying pan in my hands, and for more effect, I let ki and my hair began to rise. Maybe it's not necessary. Guy said, backing away. Well, no, since she came and was woken up, then prepare for the consequences. It is necessary, Guy, it is necessary. So to speak, in the name of the power of youth, I said and ran after them. After our so-called catch-up, they were lying in the hospital for 3 weeks and... Flashback, POV, Naruto. Okay, we remembered the old days, but we need to go to the academy. After flying out of my house, I quickly ran towards the academy. Here I am on the territory of the academy and I hear. It's Uchiha. What kind of madhouse is this? But their faces were not so twisted. They somehow quickly recovered from the kisses, but they will find out about the dirt a little later. it's kind of hot in here. Itachi, don't you think so? Shisui asked, don't tell me they're going to take off their shirts, they are so beautiful without clothes. Not well, definitely a madhouse. Let them also tell you to take off your pants, then it will definitely be an enchanting event of the day. It is necessary to save Sasuke, otherwise the best friend is still. I approached this crowd and tried to squeeze through them to the topic, as a girl spoke to me. Hey, don't you dare approach them, they're ours. Is it true, do they know about it? I asked, and she eventually fell silent. And yet I made my way to them. The topic has already gone to the academy, otherwise Irika will tear me and you to shreds. I said, while feeling Shisui's gaze. And I looked at him, damn, he has cubes and he looks very sexy without a t-shirt. Hormones are naughty. Hn. Said Sasuke, we ended up at the academy with him. I sat down next to him. And then Irika came. And he told us to come in when we were called. Shikamaru Nara. Oppa, we have chic means the first one passes. Well, okay, I'll sleep for now. Naruto Uzumaki. I got up from my seat and went to the office. So I just now remembered about Mizuki, and what should I do with him now? He came up to me because I didn't pass the exam. Although I don't care about him, they will be able to catch him without me. Pull any. I took a piece of paper. Everything is like then illusory clones, and I'll show the shadow ones. And 7 shadow clones appeared near me. And I saw shock on their face. Is something wrong? Smile and wave. And no, it's fine. Okay, then henge. And in whom do I incarnate? Probably in the father. Naruto, do you even know who it is? Tell them he's Maitu-san. Although it is not necessary, then they will have a heart attack, and they will make me guilty. I do not need it. Yes, this is the 4th Hokage. Congratulations. You passed the Genin exam. Irika said and gave me a bandana. I took it and thanked her. And I came out of the academy, and there I saw Rin and Obito. Well, how does it feel? Otherwise, you were dramatically demoted. Said Obito, that's the same thing and the infection is grinning. It's fine, I think it certainly won't be boring. And I see you've become immortal, right? I can hit you on the head with a frying pan. I said while looking at Obito, but I couldn't go up to him and hit him. Because Rin just came over and hugged me. He looks at me with a surprised face. Why? For fun. For prevention, maybe brains will appear. He puffed out his cheeks and turned away. Still offended. You're evil. I'm going to leave you. Yeah, he'll leave. And I believed it. You're not going any further than my kitchen. Because you like my cooking. So no luck. Okay, Obito and I will go, we still have urgent things to do. They left, and I saw a bunch of fans. Shisui. He had the face of a dead seal. And as soon as he saw me, he just blossomed and smiled. Ladies, I'm sorry, but I have a girlfriend. He said and came up to me. He put his hands on my waist and pulled me to him. I decided to play well. Yeah, and I'm very jealous. I said, surprisingly the fans left quickly. And now what was that? I asked him. Naru can be my girlfriend, and that is one too annoying girl, and so I think she will leave me alone. Why not? Some fans are still left. So I took and pulled Shisui to me and kissed him on the lips. Okay, bye honey. I saw a blush on his cheeks. He finally let me go, and I went home. What will their game lead to? POV. Naruto, so, here is Sakura's house. I went to the door and knocked. A few seconds later, a man with pink hair opened the door. Hello. My name is Naruto Uzumaki, I am your daughter's friend. Did she wake up? Big deal, I lied a little with a friend. Yes, she's already awake. Come on in. I went in and took off my shoes, then we went into the living room, and I see Sakura with a nest on her head. Uzumaki. What are you doing here? Sakura shouted at me. Sakura, don't yell at me. It's firstly, I came for you, it's secondly, and thirdly, you and I will go after Sasuke. I'm bored alone, but it will be more diverse. It seems she only heard, you and I will follow Sasuke, and everything else passed by her precious ears. And by any chance you didn't want to take it to yourself? Yes. She always wants to find something to catch me. Yes, I don't fucking need him, we're just best friends and nothing more, and besides, I want to set you up with him. And then their Uchikhovskia pride does not allow them to show their feelings openly. Then she asked with a serious face. Are you sure? Exactly. Hurrah. Thanks. 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 Of course I understand that she has full pants with joy, but what the fuck is jumping around me and hanging on me? Or is it everyone's habit when an emotion called joy sets in? Everyone sit on a chair, I'll do your hair. Sitting on a chair, I began to do her hair. Everything is ready. And now put on your shoes, and I'll take us Shunshin to the Uchi quarter. Well, why are you looking at me like that? I didn't seem to say anything magical. Do you know how to use Shunshin? No, I can't, I just said so. If I didn't know how not to talk, here we are near their quarter. If anything, I know where he lives, so we won't get lost. Apparently I guessed right. Because she let out a relaxed sigh. We basically have an hour, I just hope that the topic has already woken up. Here we come to their house, as the head of the family comes out of it. Hello, Fugaka-san. We said together with Sakura and bowed, and he nodded to us. Is your youngest son already up, or is he sleeping like a hamster? I asked. Sakura was looking at the floor. Still, for the first time he communicates with the head of the clan. HN. Clearly, he's sleeping. Well, gentlemen, comrades. Our first mission for the whole day, to wake up a hamster, that is, Sasuke. Thanks for the information. And we went inside. Hi, Naru-chan and Sakura-chan, Mikoto said. She wants to bring Sasuke and Sakura together with me. Burned in front of his mother that he fell in love with Sakura. And for this, she found out who she was, and I was her personal informant. After all, we study in the same class. If anything, there is a bucket in the kitchen and tomatoes in the refrigerator. Holy woman, I've already prepared everything. We won't use a bucket of water, because last time I had to clean up after myself, so if he doesn't wake up like that, we'll use tomatoes. Sakura, let's go wake up your future fiancé. Grabbing her by the hand, we went to Sasuke's room. Topic rise. There are 40 minutes left before the distribution. I said, pulling the blanket off him at the same time. Uzumaki, fuck off. I have a dream about tomatoes here, and you're talking to me about some kind of academy game. Uchiha, remember, for a week, or better for life. That we Uzumaki are not carrying game, but a cake or joy, but not as not a game. So I haven't gotten a lift with a frying pan on my head yet. That's a stubborn sheep. Not with tomatoes is not interesting. Sakura, in short, he is a stubborn ass or a ram, this is at your discretion. At the count of 3, we jump on him with shouts of rise. Understand? What a happy face, yes. 1, I. 2, Sakura. 3, we said together. Get up. We shouted, falling on him. We quickly jumped up, and Uchiha with us. Sakura, are you really Naruto? Don't yell, get dressed quickly and go to the kitchen, tomatoes are waiting for you there, you will have a wedding with them. And he disappeared in the blink of an eye. So it would be right away. I'm ready. Let's go Shunshin to class. Here we are in class, everyone looks at us with shock, and Sasuke and I take Sakura's arm and sit down together. I didn't know you could use Shunshin. Shikamaru said, opening one eye slightly. Of course I didn't know, you sleep all the time. And we haven't crossed paths for several years. Don't sleep like that all your life. I said, grinning. I'll try. And fell asleep again. Lobastea, why the hell are you sitting with my Sasuke-kun? Ino screamed. Sakura wanted to answer her something, but I stopped her. Ino, if you don't like something, then it's your problem, not ours. Sakura is sitting here because Sasuke and I invited her to sit with us. So stop screeching there, otherwise I'll tie you up and put a gag in your mouth. I said. Ino was about to answer, but the bell rang and Irika came in. I congratulate you all on graduation. I also want to say that Mizuki-sensei no longer works here, and now I'll tell you the list of teams. Come on quickly, otherwise I already want to see Hataki's face when he realizes what kind of ass he's in. Team number 10, Yamanaka Ino, Akimichi Chuji, Shikamaru Nara. Jonin Mentor, Asuma Sarutobi. Damn it. Well, for what? I wanted to be on the same team with Sasuke-kun. Who would doubt it? Ino, I didn't make the list of teams, but the third Hokage. Sensei said, after which she calmed down, and Sakura began to get nervous. Don't be afraid, I am 100% sure that we will be on the same team. And she smiled. So, and we continue. Also, there is the number 9 team that graduated that year. Composition, Niji Hyuga, Rock Lee, 1010. Jonin Mentor, Mato Gai. Team number 8, Hinata Hyuga, Aburame Shino, Inazuka Kiba. Jonin Mentor, Juhi Kurinai. Team number 7, Haruno Sakura, Uchiha Sasuke, Naruko Uzumaki. Johnny Mentor, Kakashi Hataki. Wait, your mentors will pick you up soon the peaceful days will be over. And how much longer do we have to wait for our sensei? It's already been half an hour, all the teams have been taken away except us. Sakura said, Kakashi apparently never changes his principles. That's a bad habit, I don't even know what to do with him to make him a punctual person. Well, knowing him, he will come in 2 or 3 hours. So we can go home, or take a walk around Konoha, what do you say? I'm not going to waste my time. So why don't we take a walk? I agreed. I don't mind either, but in the past, you wouldn't even have taken it to me. By the way, how do you know our sensei? Sakura asked. I have nothing to hide, and the third one told me about my parents, although this was not necessary, since I already knew everything. Kakashi is my father's disciple, so he takes care of me. I said, if he asks what his name was, I will answer, he will not ask and it is not necessary. Is there anyone else who cares about you? Why she needs this information, I can't understand in any way. It won't bring her anything. Rin Noara and Obito Uchiha. They are also my father's disciples. And I met Rin 3 years ago in Ichiraku, and there we started talking and decided to take a walk together. She looked at me as the 8th wonder of the world. Rin Noara? Is that the best kunoichi medic after the slug princess? Yes, she is. Enough of the bazaar, let's go for a walk already, otherwise I'll die of boredom. Sasuke got into our bazaar and we left the academy territory with our company. And we went. Knows where. Can we go get dango? Dango? And a good idea, I haven't eaten them for a long time. I heard that Itachi is madly in love with dango, as the same topic values tomatoes. They would probably destroy Konoha for the sake of their favorite food. Okay, here we come to the dango shop, the Kurinai team comes out from there with dango sticks. I see you came for dango, in honor of graduation, and where is your sensei? Dead. I can say with absolute probability he got lost on the road of life along the way. Although there is no such road in Konoha. I replied, Sakura and Sasuke just nodded agreeing with my words. The 7th team got a not very punctual person. Hinata said softly. You're out of luck, you'll be waiting for him for a long time. Kurenai said, as if I know without you. And we won't wait, I know everything about our sensei, so I can guarantee we will give him a personal hell. I said with a predatory look. Okay, we're off. After the team left, we went to get dango and walked for 2 hours. Guys, I'm going to take us back to the office now, our sensei still deigned to bring his carcass. Here we are in the office and we hear footsteps, and our beloved sensei comes in, no Z. Team number 7 to exit, and dumped Shunshin. That's a bastard, but I also used Shunshin, and did not forget about Sakura with the theme. Masai, let's introduce ourselves. What the fuck? So our dossier was served to you on a plate with a blue border. So with me, is he already personally familiar or just for show, and what exactly do you want to know? Sakura asked. What is your name, age, hobby, goal, dream, what you like and don't like? Said Poop Sensei. Then give an example Sensei. Wow, how tense that is. My name is Kakashi Hataki, Jonin of the Hidden Leaf. I like a lot of things, hobbies, age, goal and dream you don't have to know, now you are. Apart from the name, we didn't learn anything new. Okay, now it's my turn. Name is Naruto Uzumaki, 12 years old, genin lista. I don't like unpunctual people. Well, why are you so tense? Don't give birth. And I like to arrange a personal hell for them, and I also love Sakura-chan. The goal is to find all the biju and blow everything to hell, as well as find marijuana and feed it to Obito for the general prevention of our galaxy, because not being late also concerns another person. Hobby, training, as well as taking out the brain to others to the fullest. Goal, to surpass all Hokage and Toad Sannin Jiraiya. Dream, to revive Kagyu, Madara, Indra, Ashura, Hashirama, Tobirama, Izuna, Rikudo Sannin to drink tea. And talk about the people of our dimension, and decide whether to give them to the aliens to eat. Oh, something got me a little carried away. Well, nothing is useful to you. And Saku and team are burning over what is happening. I hope they understood the hint and will carry full game. Now there will be questions about my interesting little essay. Who are the Kagaya? Indra? And Ashura? Huh. I thought you'd be worried about being fed marijuana. Well, or at the very least, when did I become a lesbian? Kagaya is Rikudo Sanina's mother. Ashura and Indra are his sons. It's better not to mock them, otherwise, don't let the kami get out of the ground, and they will torture them, no worse than Ibiki. So if Madara also joins them, then I'm even afraid to imagine what will happen. Okay, next. We are looking further at the performance from the 7th team. How to bring sensei to white heat or gray hair, but gray hair is not terrible to him, so to white heat. Sakura Haruno, 12 years old, Leaf's genin. I don't like people reading porn in front of children and lazy. She knew about Kakashi's fascination with Jiraiya's books. It's not surprising, he's always dragging around with this book, where he doesn't get. It feels like this book never ends or reread it several times. I love Naruto-chan, just like her, to take out people's brains to the fullest, and I love castrating people as punishment. Hobby, reading. Goal, surpass the Slug Princess. Dream, to marry Madara Uchiha and have 10 children with him. And live happily ever after with him. After saying that, she looked at the ground. And batted her eyelashes. Now Sasuke is left with his, so to speak, essay. Kakashi turned pale after the words of castration, and became like Orochimaru. And about the children from Madara, no comments. Now it's your turn, Sasuke. I said. Beautiful and unique Sasuke Uchiha. 12 years old, genin lista. I don't like girls, I like guys, yes, I'm gay. Hobby, thinking about boys. The goal, to surpass the snake Sanin Orochimaru, and seduce him. Dream, to arrange a group for something with Itachi, Shisui, Kiba and Kakashi, sensei with you. That's what he bent, but what if it's true? If so, I will shy away from him. Sakura also thought like me. And sensei managed to turn green, turn blue, turn white and blush. Ahem, for what? To create an army of ducks, of course. What kind of ducks, and what do we have to do with it? Well, how will you help in reproduction? Then you should know where and how children come from. Fafa, everyone order me a coffin. I've seen everything in this life. Now it's not a pity to die. Go fuck yourself. He crossed himself, then me, Sakura and team, so he also poured water on the latter. She is not a saint, but it is better not to upset sensei, otherwise she will die prematurely, and it will be written died from acquaintance with the genin team. In 2 hours you will have a survival mission at the 7th training ground. I advise you not to eat anything, otherwise you will vomit. He said and went off into the sunset. I'm kidding, I dumped Shunshin. Don't listen to him and better eat. I told them. But he said not to eat. Sakura said, believe me, he uses our hunger against us. Let's discuss what we will do on our mission. These 2 hours we discussed what we would do and how it would all happen. According to the plan, of course, not everything will go smoothly, but we will come up with something, or I will release my fury, or Kurama. Send him to the training ground, this time he won't be late. Having said that, we headed to the meeting place and everything that was happening. Everything is in place, your task is to pick up these bells. And wave these bells in front of us. But sensei, there are only 2 bells, and there are 3 of us. Sakura asked, the point is that one of you will return back to the academy. The infection is laughing with might and main, but we are not blind, I warned them, so Hatake, your threats are an empty sound for them. On the count of 3, we begin. 1, 2, 3, we all left there except Sasuke, and they merged into taijutsu. So he put his book away, then Sakura threw kunai at him, but he used a substitute. He appeared behind her and hit her carotid artery. Only it wasn't Sakura, but a clone that I created. When we discussed the plan, I gave Sakura the seal of concealment, and she took the bells away a long time ago, and Sasuke imposed an illusion. Soon I started with close combat, and he couldn't hit me once, but I was so carried away by the fight that I didn't notice the kunai that the sensei clone threw, and he cut off my hair. Well, that's it, Hatake, your cunt. After that, I started throwing shurikens and kunai at him, but soon I ran out of them. And he started throwing everything that came to hand. There were branches, stones, tables and chairs, nothing unusual. Where did you get the tables and chairs? Hatake shouted. It's none of your business. Then the table flew right into his face. You cut off my hair, so shut up, I don't want to hear anything. I continued to throw tables and chairs, when suddenly, instead of the next chair, Kiba flew into it. What kind of makar did he form here, Kiba? What the fuck did you fly into him for? I shouted at him. Uzumaki, how should I know? It's you for me. You threw it at him. Oh, that's right. Get lost. And he took off. Bitch, while I was talking to him, he left. And I saw the note. You passed, it was written there. I'll kill you if I see you. POV. Author. Naruto, don't move. Otherwise I'll cut it crookedly. Sakura said, because Kakashi-sensei gave her a new haircut, Sakura has to correct all the shortcomings. But not everything is so simple, Uzumaki cannot sit still in any way. Then she turns her head, then jumps up sharply, and Sakura almost cut off half of her hair. Sakura, I can't just sit still, it's boring. Naruto began to whine. The pink-haired one turned her friend's head, and quickly cut her hair. otherwise with Uzumaki, the nerves of the days to hell. And Sakura realized it the hard way. Everything is ready. I would have finished earlier if you were less fidgeting. Sakura chastised her hyperactive friend. Okay, I'm off, I still have to go to the hospital, she said, and left the house of the inhabitant of the last representative of the red-haired demons. You made it hot for him there, he thought a little about the wrong thing. I'll burn if he believes everything you said. Kurama said. All this time this red muzzle was sleeping, and Naruto thought that he was offended by her. How many years, how many winters? I already wanted to let you on the fur coat, she said. The fox muttered something under his breath. That's bipeds, no respect at all. He gave a verdict. Are you always so nasty, or is today some special day? And then the fox in rare cases calls her two-legged, or he got up from the wrong foot. Ahem, sorry, pause. Yes, a miracle has happened, your hair has been cut off after all, can you send them to a fur coat? I think Shisui won't be scared if he sees you bald. This big, nine-tailed creature quipped. Shisui, he won't be afraid of me, but to see you without your amazing fur is like a person growing a third eye. She did not remain in debt. Suddenly Naruto felt a familiar chakra. Come to you, your lover has come, Kurama said, and Naruto blushed like a real ripe tomato. He's not mine. She objected to the previous words of her sarcastic friend. So you fell in love with him. And don't mind, we have a special connection with you, you can say many times that this is not so, but you can't deceive your heart, said in a serious tone. He's very worried about her. Uzumaki, like Uchiha, love only once in a lifetime, and if the love is not mutual, they will suffer, and he does not want his personal son to go out ahead of time. Knowing her character, she can commit stupidity, and then suffer because of it, therefore, he will not stand aside and will guide them, but he realized that this would not be necessary. Kurama left part of the chakra in Shisui, and knows what he wants to do today, so he decided to talk to her about him. One has only to hope that she will not do anything. She felt his chakra near the door, and quickly jumped up and ran to the door, so she opened the door and sees him. Here he stands in front of her, in his former form. His dark brown hair, as always, is disheveled on top of his head. He was dressed in standard Uchiha clan clothing, including a black shirt with a high collar. Hello Naru-chan, he said with a little blush on his cheeks. Shisui never had many friends. Yes, there were acquaintances, but there are no friends. Everyone envied him among the guys, so they didn't try to make contact. After all women's attention was directed at him, and the girls only cared about his appearance, money and status. Yes, he had relationships with girls, and it also came to intimate relationships. But it was just a hobby, and his relationship didn't last more than a month. He already thought that he would not meet his only one with whom he could live with him until old age, but how wrong he was. After meeting Sasuke's coeval, his world turned upside down. He realized that he had been looking at her for too long. He was trying to calm these feelings. But I realized what I got into, and decided not to miss my chance. After all, love for Uchiha is like a priceless gift. This is the only thing he can give, and yet it will remain with him. And so he decided to take his piece of happiness. Hi, Shirkun. Shisui looked at her with a surprised look. Is something wrong? Naru asked. No, it's just that no one called me that before, said the guy, scratching his head. Are you busy today? He asked, hoping that she would not send him far away. No, why? What is it? She asked. Can we go for a walk together? He now realizes how stupid he looks. He's like a schoolboy who met his first love. He didn't even worry so much with his temporary passions. Is this like a estate? She said. She does not even imagine what a hurricane is raging at him. With every word she says, he understands that their love may not be one-sided. Yes, so let's go near the academy at 2. I'll be waiting for you. he said and left just as he appeared, and Uzumaki quickly left the house and ran to Rin for advice. Rin, help me. Running into her room, she saw a very piquant picture. Rin was sitting on Obito's lap. When they saw her, they jumped away from each other like boiling water. What happened? What is it? She asked. I'm fine. I need an outfit. Shisui invited me on a date. Having said this, Obito rounded his eyes, then smiled and began to say, has my little girl grown up? And finally go on a date. And all in that spirit, and Rin immediately found a suitable outfit for a date. I gave her Uzumaki right away and she quickly changed into it. After that, they thought for an hour what hairstyle to make her, but decided to just let her hair down. Looking at the time, she realized that she had 10 minutes left. Fortunately, the territory of the academy was not far from Rin's house. Here she has reached the territory where they are supposed to meet, and sees him with a bouquet of flowers. He, in turn, when he saw her, realized that it was a sin to lose such a girl. Keep this for you. Shisui said and gave her a bouquet of white roses. Do you mind if we go to the festival? Of course. The couple headed to the place of the festival, and Shisui did not take his eyes off his beloved girl. He wanted to touch her hand, but he didn't dare. He was afraid to scare her off. They passed several stalls and Shisui bought her a dango, but then they stopped and she turned to him and said. Sure, open your mouth. She said, holding out a dango stick to his mouth, and the guy in turn took one dango ball, and blushed a little. It was new to him that he was fed. And the girl, seeing the blush, giggled when suddenly she saw the fish and took the guy by the hand and dragged him there. The fish were beautiful, but it didn't matter to the guy. After all, he had just seen her sincere smile. So he was like a little, and we decided to go to the mountain where the heads of the hokage were. Before that, Naruto took strawberry ice cream, and he took chocolate. The ice cream is so delicious. While they reached the mountain, they ate their portion of ice cream, but Shisui saw some ice cream on the corner of her lips. He approached her and licked the ice cream off her lips. When he saw her blushing again, he covered her lips with his. At first he did nothing, but Naruto wrapped her gentle arms around his neck and opened her mouth a little. Shisui slipped his tongue into her mouth, began to study the nebs and an even row of teeth. He also pulled her closer to his body. But it ended quickly, as it began. Naruto, I really like you, so I want to know if you will really date me? He asked, waiting for an answer. He didn't hear anything. Yes, I will be with you. Shisui, she said and hugged him. He happily took her in his arms and spun her around. Then he sat on the edge of the mountain, and his girlfriend on his lap, after which fireworks exploded. I love you, Naruto, Shisui said. And I love you, she said, and kissed him on the lips. You may not be her first, not the last, and not the only one. She loved before she loved again. But if she loves you now, what else is wrong? She's not perfect, but neither are you, and the two of you will never be perfect together. But if she makes you laugh, especially think twice if she gives you the opportunity to be human, make mistakes, hold on to her and give her everything you can. She may not think about you every second of the day, but she can give you a part of herself because she knows you can break her heart. So do not hurt her, do not change her, do not analyze and do not expect from her what is beyond her capabilities. Smile when she makes you happy, let her know when she makes you angry, and miss her when she's not around. Bob Marley, POV. Naruto, actually, a week has passed since our date with Shisui. This week we performed D-rank missions. What we just didn't do. And the dogs were walking, and the garden was weeded, and the houses were painted. To be honest, I'm tired of these missions. That's how geniuses should get the experience of fighting when weeding the garden or walking dogs. In short, it's a complete ass. Well, as for Shisui, as luck would have it, they started calling him on a mission and we can't stay alone in any way. Here is one mission related to our beloved cat. No, flashback. Report the distance to the object, said Kakashi-sensei. That's right, he already knows how many meters, but still asks. I'm ready for 5 meters. I said, but I'm not going to run after her. Me too. Sasuke. And me. Sakura. Go ahead, said the gray-haired man. And Sakura and team jumped on the cat. They would have caught her, but I didn't jump and the cat climbed a tree. Why didn't you jump on it? Sakura said. Because we only scare her like that, I said, and went to the tree. The cat started hissing at me. I held out my hand for her to sniff me. Calming down, she started rubbing against my hand and jumped into my arms. And so what was possible? They shouted, "Lat my ears, I'm going deaf so soon." Liaya, what a beautiful bird with Obito's face. Oh, even I was brought to the wrong step. In short, after their cry, we went to give the cat. And what will you learn in our time? End. Flashback. My dear, I was so afraid not to see you, said the owner of the cat and pulled her to herself. I sympathize with her. I would have already died from such hugs. And she's holding on, and she manages to escape. Cats are now the most common pets. They are loved and respected. Although there are such creatures that kill animals, cats are flexible and graceful creatures, capable of real stunts. And we have already tested this on ourselves. So if this hostess squeezes her all the time and does not let her frolic, then I understand her very much. Team number, you have already done enough D-ranked missions. I'll give you a C-rank mission. Gra, and then he resisted, and only through screams got this mission. Okay, inhale, exhale. But Hokage-sama, they only graduated a week ago. Oh, Irika is connected. If you don't know who is a member of the Umbu, then keep quiet. What is he going to tell about the ranks? Every day the village receives a lot of different tasks, from a request to babysit to a murder order. Oh, what you're doing, you've already given this mission yourself. Kill me, but we must be patient. After all, I was in the Umbu. Therefore, I will explain everything to you in more detail. He began, and the guys listened to what they are told, except for me and Kakashi. We already know all this. All tasks are recorded in these scrolls and are divided into ranks A, B, C, D, depending on their complexity. Yes, go ahead, or I'll knock here. Ninja villages are also divided into groups, starting with me and ending with genins. So when assigning tasks, we assign complex missions to experienced shinobi, and simple ones to beginners. Well, they did it wisely. And if. And then I didn't let him finish. And if the task is completed successfully, we receive an appropriate fee from the client. I said, and the mistress of the Torah handed over the money for our mission. Irika-sensei, I understand that you are worried about your students, but we have become strong enough for C-rank tasks. Hokage-sama, so what is the purpose of our mission? I asked, and Irika didn't protest anymore. You will have to protect one person. You're a drunkard of the land of waves. Please come in. After which the door opened and Tazuna came in from there. Who's that? Some bunch of kids. Especially this little one with a stupid face. Are you really a ninja? Stupid question. If I wasn't, I wouldn't be standing in front of him right now. You speak as if someone is hunting you, and if you are not satisfied with us, pay another amount of money and you will be protected by the chunins. He looked at me with dumbfounded eyes. My team and the third one tensed up after my words. If I say so, they understand this hint. Ahem, don't. Sorry for the insult. So it would be right away. My name is Tazuna. I am engaged in the construction of bridges. I hope you will protect me well until I return to my country and finish building there. Here's a moron, he's firing. This is a C rank, not a B rank mission. Then we left the office and walked to the gate. Are we really going to go beyond Konoha? Sakura exclaimed. Why are you so happy? Tazuna asked. I want you to ask. Well, this is my first time leaving the village. Isn't that my line? Hey. Is this little blonde really going to be able to protect me? Why are you mad at me? Well, I'm a Hunin, so don't worry. For 20 minutes we continued our way to the land of waves. Tazuna-san? Sakura asked. What? You're from the land of waves, aren't you? I now understand what stupid questions we are asking. Yes, and what? No, nothing. Kakashi-sensei, is there a ninja in this country? Then he would have come with them. Alas, there are none in the land of waves. But in most other countries there is. Customs and culture differ in different countries, but there are hidden villages and ninjas in almost all. It looks like you don't believe that the Lord Hokage is so strong. Wow. The Lord Hokage is the best, like our mossy old man is so cool. I can't believe something. Kakashi-sensei, oh, I can't believe it. Okay, don't worry, Shinobi won't meet us on a rank mission. Kakashi said and patted Sakura on the head. So the enemy ninjas won't attack us? Of course not. Haha. At their dialogue, Tazuna twitched and everyone noticed it. Passing by a puddle, I opened a cone with a paralytic and poured it there. Then there was a puff and there were enemy shinobi. And they seemed to have passed out. Naruto, did you know everything beforehand? Kakashi-sensei asked. Yes, Sakura and Sasuke also realized that here, something is not clean. I gave them a subtle hint. He sighed and turned to Tazuna. Tazuna-san, what? I want to talk to you. They are the Chunins of the Hidden Mist. They are known for never giving up. How did you find us? Chunins asked. They have already come to their senses. In such sunny weather, which has been going on for many days, there was no way a puddle could remain on the road. Sensei answered instead. But if you knew that, why didn't you attack them right away? Tazuna asked. I could have, but Naruto beat me to it and paralyzed them. Yes, and I wanted to find out who they were hunting. What do you mean? He's still playing the fool. Kakashi-sensei wanted to know who they need, you or us. And when you were there for the first time, you burned yourself. And I also found information about your country. But you tell them yourself. You also didn't report that you were being hunted by shinobi. Our task was the usual protection of you from random attacks by bandits. I stopped there to breathe. Such a sin will not break into their conversation. Now the rank of this task is at least B. But simple protection was offered until you finished the construction. I know you had your reasons for not saying everything, but this attitude creates problems for us. We don't have to protect you anymore. If you or I had told us at the very beginning that you were being hunted by ninjas, this task would have been placed in a much more serious category. I hope he won't be offended that I said it for him. Sakura, Sasuke, and Naruto, will you continue this task? We threw 3 as a sign of agreement. Otherwise, the third one will decide to give us D-ranked missions again. After our conversation, we boarded the boat. Soon the fog appeared, so Momochi is nearby. While we were swimming, Tazuna said who needed his head. And he began to push through pity, although we had already agreed. And now we are already walking on land. There's something there. Sakura said and went into the bushes. She saw a white rabbit. Damn, she didn't realize it was a trap. And a few moments later, a sword flew at us. I also had to praise Sakura, since I was not far away, and Sensei knocked down Tazuna. When I stuck the sword into the tree, Zabuza stood on it. Did the ninja renegades of the hidden mist, Momochi Zabuza-kun, really come to us? Well, well. How tired they are with this pathos. And not just me. And you seem to be Kakashi's Sharingan Izvi. Everything got tired and a second later Irika and Kiba flew into it? That and some got into it, but disappeared. It's like magic outside of Hogwarts. Yes, you. Are you tired of this pathos? Let's eat instead. I said and spread the canvas with food. Knows where from. They were probably scared of me and decided to sit down and each took a cup of tea. And call Haku, too. After a few seconds, he picked up a salad. Ahem, so, let's not touch us, and we will help you in eliminating Gato? I asked. Why on earth? He pays us, not you girl. Zabuza said. Do you really think that a person hiding behind a company and selling weapons with drugs will pay you? It will be easier for him to come to us after our slaughter, and kill you, and you will not get money, but you will also lose your life. And if you come to us just destroyed him and you take his money. He listened to me and grinned. I agree. A week later, Haku and I will come to that bridge, and we will wait there. After which they disappeared. And the rest of them eat and they like. What just happened? Just like then we heard Inari whining. And I was swearing. And here we are standing on the bridge and we see Zabuza with Haku. After about 15 minutes, Gato came and tried to kill all of us. But Inari called the inhabitants, and Gato was scared, but he did not have time to escape, as he was beheaded by Zabuza. And the bridge was finished and named after me. Tell me, how did you manage to throw Kiba and Irika at them? Sasuke asked. I'd like to know myself. I have no idea at all. They enraged and it somehow turned out by itself. I replied with a silly smile on my face. Madhouse. Sakura commented. Don't tell me. Sensei said. And so we returned to Konoha, and we parted with the team, when suddenly I saw Itachi. Hello, Itachi-san. Do you know when Shisui will be back? Hello, he should be back tomorrow. How was your mission? Yes, it's not bad. Only this mission is not from a rank, but B or A. We were also able to drink tea and eat with Momochi Zabuza and Haku. They're certainly not Kagaya or Madara, but they'll do, too. And it seems I broke Uchiha. Thanking him, I ran away, but Obito didn't run into me for long. Naru-chan, I'm going to tell you this now. Give the child a rest. I'm only after the mission. Fiends, let's go to the gate. The great Sanin Jiraiya will approach there now. With a group of new shinobi. Well, I don't like it. Is it because they write your favorite perverted books? And he began to justify himself. Here we come and here. I never would have thought that I would come to this fucking Konoha, not that. Sasori Dano, I tell you, art is an explosion, everyone has their own art. Your mother. The main thing is that the money will be paid. And yes, I did not expect this, or is this the butterflies effect? Most likely this is due to the fact that I changed some events. As you understood, Haiden, Deidara, Kakuzu, Konan, Nagato, Yahiko, Kisame came with Jiraiya. And some kind. And with them were Tsunade and Orochimaru. Stop the ground, I'll get off. POV. Author. Obito. Why the hell did you start cooking if you don't know how? Rin shouted at Obito with a rolling pin in her hand. Naruto sat and watched all this. I was just hungry, and you weren't at home, and here's the result. He said with every word, stepping back. Because Rin began to approach him slowly. And the blonde took advantage of the opportunity to make dirt. Do you want to know why Obito lives with Rin? So this too hid their relationship and Naruto didn't know about it either. But still, she did not create a tantrum, because this is their business. When they want to, then they will tell the others. As for the newcomers, they have been in Konoha for 2 days already, although Uzumaki knows them, but does not approach them, because they do not know who she is at all. The Akatsuki members were given one big house. If you look at what else has changed, then Tsunade became the 5th Hokage, and the 3rd decided to devote his time to his grandson Konohamaru. Rin, stop hitting him, then who will take you on dates? Naruko said. Rin managed to stop her hand at that time after her words so as not to hit Obito. He looked gratefully in the direction of the blonde. Rin is a fragile girl, but her hand is heavy, so she can keep her boyfriend on a leash. Naruko, how is your relationship with Shisui going? Obito asked, and Naru choked on her juice. For what purpose are you interested? She said, putting down the glass, and began to retreat to the open window. Obito's personality is so annoying. If he is interested in something, he will find it out in all details. But she didn't have to jump through the window. Umbu came, who called Obito, and they left, but Obito managed to say, we'll come back to this conversation. So what kind of relationship are you in after the date? Rin asked. We are dating, but Shisui has started to be called on missions often. We haven't seen each other since our date. Although he should have been in Konoha a day ago. Okay, I'm going home, otherwise I've been staying at your place too long. Rin just nodded, and said, if you need help, you know who to contact. Don't worry, he loves you so much, Kurama soothed her. Logical. If you didn't love him, you wouldn't let him near me. Yes, and he did not offer to meet, she said, entering her abode. You'd better look at what the letter says. It's lying on the dresser, said the fox, grinning. Naruko came up and opened the letter, and there was a verse. And you can't imagine what you mean to me, how are you disturbing my soul, how I miss you, without you. The day feels like an eternity, the night is a nightmare without you, emptiness and heartlessness if you've been apart for more than a day. Your eyes are a pool of passion, kisses are a starfall, the magic of love power, they keep me from cheating. That I only want you alone, I only want you alone. That I adore you endlessly, I love you to the point of unconsciousness. After reading the verse, she smiled her sincere smile. This letter was enough for her not to doubt him. You're fucking like Romeo and Juliet. Go to the heads of the Hokage, they are waiting for you there. Naruko flew out, ran to the place said earlier by the fox. When she got there, she didn't see anyone. But after a while, she felt hands on her waist. How's my princess doing? Shisui asked, releasing the blonde. Shisui. And joyfully jumped on him, wrapping her legs around the guy's torso. Shisui leaned his hand on a nearby tree. He did not expect such actions from his girlfriend, but he is still happy with such a manifestation of emotions to his person. Whoa. Whoa. Take it easy, princess, he said, but Naruko did not get off him, but only pressed closer to him. And Shisui realized that it was better for her to come down, otherwise if this goes on, he will not be able to restrain himself, and he wants this by consent. Naruko still decided not to torment her lover, and got off him. I already thought you forgot about having a girlfriend, she said, puffing out her cheeks. Shisui was touched. Approaching her, he put one hand on the girl's waist, and the other took her chin and pulled her to him. And they merged in a tender kiss, and with every second it grew into a passionate one. Shisui took her buttocks, and she jumped up and wrapped her legs around his torso again. And he pressed her against a tree, and she wrapped her arms around his neck. Unfortunately, the air is not infinite and they had to stop. Naru, I've been thinking, maybe you'll move in with me? He decided to do this so that he could spend more time with her in a place. He is no longer serving in the Umbu. Therefore, he will pay more attention to her, of course. When he heard her consent, he kissed her again. Only now the oblamingo bird has arrived. Obito said, and Shisui felt a dark aura on him. Shisui finally kissed her on the corner of her lips and let her go. You're just more careful there. Naruto said, don't let Kami Obito kill Shisui. Run. Shisui. Rin and Naruto shouted when they saw the castration knife in the hands of Obito, so that it would not be wrong. Obito has a daddy complex for the blonde. Therefore, he warned all her gentlemen, if they offend her, they will not get off with castration. I'll kill you. He exclaimed. No, you won't. You still want to babysit my children. And if there is no Shisui, then I will not be pregnant. Naruto said, to which Obito muttered something. Like, okay, I won't kill you, but I'll teach you a lesson. Men. The girls said and looked at each other and laughed. But if you decide that you will be happy, you really will be fine in life, you just have to believe. Whatever we want, everything is real, the main thing is to believe, the main thing is to sincerely desire it, POV. Shisui. Tink. 7 in the morning. What happened yesterday? And my head hurts. I need to open my eyes. What are you doing here, little one? I asked Sasuke. As I understand it, I am at Fugaku-san's house. The question is, how did I end up here? Neither. And I don't remember coming to them. The only thing I remember is how I met Neru and pinned her to a tree and offered to move in with me. And then Obito and Rin appeared. And a knife. After a second, my eyes widened, and I made sure that my important organ was with me. And my best friend Zototo was looking at me, raising one eyebrow in a mute question, what have you done? I know what I did, but I didn't think about the consequences. Now they won't let me near her. And they won't leave you alone. She only hopes that Obito will not come to mind to move with Rin-san to me with the claim, I will not leave her, otherwise my daughter will be defamed, something like that. And he doesn't care that she's not his daughter. This daddy complex is scary. And I thought my brother, well, whatever. You're in my room right now and I can throw you out any second. That's right. This is not Itachi's room. What did you do to Naruto? Once Obito-san beat you up and dragged you with the words, next time she won't save you, and I will definitely castrate you. He doesn't just throw words around, and since he mentioned castration, it means it's connected with Naruto. Time flies and Sasuke gets smarter, and I'm getting old. Now we need to be more careful, or maybe next time he will take action. And I also want offspring for my beloved girl. I still want to live. I pressed her against a tree and we kissed, and Rin-san and Obito appeared out of nowhere. Damn, it's necessary to come to the headquarters. Jumping out of bed, I already wanted to jump out the window. I hasten to remind you that you no longer serve in the Umbu. Itachi came into the room. Obito hit me well, since he forgot about it. How long have I been out? I feel like I've been out for not 3 hours, but much more. 2 days of Shisui. 2 days. Itachi sang, grinning. He spared no effort beating me up, so I'll definitely become paranoid. I will walk the streets with a kunai in my hand and I will look at the neighborhood, as if they will take me for a nut. Now I will always remember the daddy complex, and indeed any brother. The thing is like a delayed bomb and you won't notice how you were under its explosion. The door opened inward into a Fugaku-san hedgehog with a bump on his head. He looked around and locked the door, then relaxed and pressed himself against the door. That's what happened, but he couldn't finish. Knives began to stick into the door, outlining the figure of the pale head of the clan. Fugaku. Open. Door. Immediately. The case smelled fried. The last time Mikoto-san was furious because her husband was late. And now I'm afraid to imagine what he did. I broke a vase. It's clear now. Itachi said it was his mother's favorite vase, so the motive for her rage and murderous lust is clear. I will grieve for you. The door is not made of iron, and she knows about it, that's why she flew off the hinges. And Fugaku-san jumped out of the window and the hunt went after him. He says don't jump out the window, go through the door. Did you just do it yourself? Itachi said, and Sasuke and I looked at him with understanding looks. Send to Izumi. We basically have nothing to do today. Oddly enough, Sasuke said it, and he didn't like her before. Why are you suddenly thinking about Izumi? It's like I read it. Have I been some kind of monster to you? Itachi just shrugged his shoulders. Heading to Izumi's house, we went into the store with Dango and went on to our goal. Here we are standing near the door. Ah! She ran out of the house and hid behind Itachi. Guys! Remove the bat. We looked at each other and went into the house. After going around everything except the kitchen, we found no signs of finding a bat. Therefore, the whole company went to the kitchen. And we immediately caught the eye of a bat hanging upside down. Oh, I don't like bats, she said. Now Itachi will blurt something out. You just don't know how to cook them. Conclusion: he cooked bats and ate them. Sasuke apparently thought the same as me. If you know how to cook them, then give me the recipe, she quipped. I'm also interested. Itachi put his hands in his pocket and took out a piece of paper, giving it to me. Recipe for bats fried in butter. Ingredients: 6-8 bats. 1 red chili, peeled from seeds and finely chopped. 2 medium-sized onions, cut into half rings. 2 garlic cloves, finely chopped. 2 turnips or similar root vegetables, cut into small pieces. Salt and pepper to taste. And vegetable oil. Cut off the heads and wings, cut the meat into small pieces and fry over medium heat in a frying pan with a minimum amount of oil until softened. Vegetables and other ingredients are added 2 to 3 minutes before the end of frying. And how delicious? I asked with a twisted face. The best friend shuddered and looked at me with an activated Mangek Sharingan saying, So, Levin, I really hope that you have a concussion, because if not, then I will arrange it for you. I understand, I'm not a fool, I said, raising my hands up, saying, I don't want to go to jail. A clever mouse got caught, felt that they decided to cook it and flew to distant lands. Well, it's good to have less of a problem. I didn't even notice Kakashi-san joining us. I've always been interested. Would you like to become a hero, even if he is none of you? Izumi asked. I can't understand her logic. A few minutes ago, she wanted to burn everything where the bat was. And now he's asking questions about the heroes. I didn't want to, but I did. Kakashi-san said while reading his book. How? Asked Izumi. I didn't want to be a hero, and I'm no hero at all. But when your worst enemy threatens your girl, you don't want to, but a superhero. You will. He doesn't have a girlfriend, or I missed it. And who is this worst enemy? I asked already. Kakashi turned to me and grabbed my shoulders. Naruto. And now I have to go, he said and disappeared. She manages to annihilate everyone to hell. And as if by magic, the above came running with a frying pan in her hands. Have you seen Kakashi? She asked while trying to catch her breath. Yes. Tell me what you did, since you became the worst enemy of the son of White Fang, Sasuke said. As it is, he infuriated me. And I said I would burn his book. Then we'll chat, and I'll follow him. And also disappeared as it appeared. Funny though. The girl who was threatened turned out to be a book. Sasuke commented. And Itachi remembered about lunch. So we went to his house. Oh, you're already here. Come on in. Mikoto-san said. Going into the kitchen, the eyes of the family looked at us, which say get out of here. Today we will eat bats. When we heard this, we tried to escape, but to no avail. Then we were able to run out, but we were pulled by the legs. No! We all shouted together. It seems that all Konoha heard our scream. End. POV of Shisui. POV. Kurama. They can be cooked and delicious. Now I'm sure. Nothing else will surprise me this year. Even aliens. POV. Naruto, I warned you. Say goodbye to your book. Kakashi, from your actions, wait for certain consequences. And then. The smart guy was found. In the middle of the night he made his way through the window into the house. I could have killed him. If I hadn't tripped, I'd have infected the floor, but him. That's right, they say that fools are lucky. Stop. I'll do whatever you want, just don't burn it. Tempting, but is it worth it? Maybe he'll do something else. Agree. You can ask to learn Raikiri. You need to develop the lightning element. You can also try to steal the flying thunder god technique. What's the point of teaching them? This world, though the past, is different. And there should be no war. I don't see the point in learning them. After all, Obito is alive and does not try to involve us in the eternal Tsukiyomi. The Uchiha are alive. Itachi is not in Akatsuki. Yes, and they themselves came and became the shinobi of the leaf. There are no superfluous techniques in the arsenal. Moreover, there may be other enemies, but I doubt it. Flying Thunder God, your father's technique, you used to want to learn it, and now you have the opportunity to learn it. Okay, persuaded. I really want to learn all my father's techniques. Yes, and in principle it does not hurt. All sorts of jerks can appear and attack. And we won't even know about it, so be it. I won't burn it. If you teach me Chidori. Kakashi stood for a while. I counted all the pros and cons. And in the end I agreed, even with a lot of pros and cons, would still have taught. After all, Jiraiya's books are like a shrine to him. I gave him the book and he left. How merciful I am. Yeah, sure. I think you're more of a hysterical person. Like Kushina, in any situation, it is necessary to hit on the head with a cast iron frying pan. Fuck you. I'm all offended by you. I have some quirks with this frying pan. But why immediately hysterical? This is a family thing between Kasan and me. But the guy will not run away, and if he tries to hit on the head, and he will think about it 100 times. Okay, I'm sorry. It was unnecessary. Nothing, I'm not offended by you. My neighbor is also a moron. Because it's not a good idea to call a girl hysterical, deservedly. Hee, I didn't say anything funny, but he laughs. See you, why are you laughing? I also want to find out and laugh. It's not nothing. I just remembered something funny about yesterday. Yesterday someone seemed to be shouting. From the Uchi quarter. So I think something happened there. Damn it, what does it turn out that something funny happened to Shisui? And I don't know about it. Not good. Come on. What happened to the Uchi there? Hee. Okay. Obito beat Shisui and brought him to Fugaku. After 2 days, he woke up and chatted with Sasuke. Fugaku came running to them and was almost killed by his own wife. Then he jumped out of the window when the door flew off its hinges. Then Shisui, Itachi and Sasuke went to a certain Izumi. And there they tried to remove the bat. Well, you crossed paths with them. They went to Fugaku's house and had to eat bats for dinner. That scream you heard happened because of this incident. They were unlucky. It is not necessary to remind them about the dirt about them. And now let's go for a walk or something. Here I walk the streets. And I decided to go to a cafe. Actually, why not? I was in Ichiraku, I went to the store with Dango. And in life it does not hurt to go to a new place. I don't eat ramen all the time, after all, I will still become a mother in the future. The food here is delicious. Why didn't I come here before? Am I such an unlucky person or unlucky? Every time I am convinced, karma pursues me everywhere, and I cannot get rid of them. After all, they are also residents of the leaf. Delicious, but expensive. So don't rely on my money. You won't eat in this place, only if for your own money. Kakuzu remains Kakuzu. So what do we remember about them? Come on, strain your brain. Kakuzu is stingy, greedy and very irritable. All he lives for is money. He does not interfere in situations from which, in his opinion, profits cannot be deducted, so he is something of a bounty hunter. In Akatsuki, Kakuzu is the treasurer. Those people who do not share his interest in money, he quickly kills, even if this person was once his partner. Deidara is an S-rank nuke from Iwagakure. He was Sasori's partner until his death, and then teamed up with Tobi until his own suicide. Being Sasori's partner, Deidara remained calm and reserved, not losing his grin even during intense battles and arguments with his partner. Madly loves explosions. Nagato is an Amigakure shinobi and a descendant of the Uzumaki clan. Sasori, also known as Akasuna no Sasori, Sasori of the Red Sands, is an S-rank nuke from Kagutsu Butai Sunagakure and a member of the Akatsuki, where he was a partner of Orochimaru and then Deidara. Like his partner, Deidara, Sasori is also interested in art, but their views on this issue are different, which often leads to disputes. 5. For Deidara, art is something short-lived, a moment of pure beauty. However, Sasori believes that art should exist forever, for example, in the form of his human puppets. This opinion is based on their greatest creations. Despite this disagreement, Deidara respects her partner, and calls him Sasori no Dana, which translates as Master Sasori. Haiden is an S-rank nuke who escaped from Yugakure and joined Akatsuki. There he was Kakuzu's partner, to whom he had a mutual dislike. He is the second newcomer to the organization after Tobi. He is the only member of the Akatsuki who does not respect their leader. Worships or prays to Jashin, Kisame Hoshigaki, Japanese, Hoshigaki Kisame, nicknamed the Monster of the Hidden Mist, Japanese, Kirigakure no Kaijin. There was a shinobi of the Hoshigaki clan from the Hidden Mist. After joining the 7 ninja swordsmen of the Mist, he became a rank S renegade ninja and was later assigned to Itachi Uchiha as a member of Akatsuki. Konan was a kunoichi from Hidden Rain, and one of the founders of the first Akatsuki organization. After Yahiko's death, she teamed up with Nagato, who later came to control Akatsuki, and was the only person there who called him by his first name. And now how do I remember all this? Okay, not about that now. It would be better if this building was blown up. My art fit in perfectly here. The people sitting next to them were whispering among themselves. And Deidara kept saying something about explosions. You're not a nuke. And I don't think the Hokage will pat you on the head after learning about the explosion of the building. Konan said. I'm so glad she's alive. After all, I was never able to talk to her then. At least she'd come to her senses from Madara's plan. But now I think she'll be fine, since Yahiko is still alive. I agree with Conan. And Deidara stop talking about explosions, otherwise they start looking at our table strangely. Yahiko said. After that, Deidara began to be indignant. You just don't understand, art is an explosion, and everything like that. You will blow up Nukanons who will attack Konoha. And here it is not necessary. The residents don't trust us anyway. So you're still adding fuel to the fire. Nagato said. I'm sitting far away from them, but I can hear them perfectly. Nagato, I heard that a representative of Uzumaki lives here. It turns out that you still have one clansman. You can check how many distant relatives you are. I didn't think it would be about me so much. Her name seems to be Naruko Uzumaki. She is the daughter of the fourth. And if I'm not mistaken, her father was a student of Jirai-sensei. Yahiko said. It seemed to me that they knew all the information about me much earlier. While they were chatting, Jiraiya came up to them. Haha. Sorry guys, I'm a little late. I was collecting information for the continuation of the book. He's at it again. Jiraiya-sensei, stop wandering around the women's baths, and don't pretend to write a book to hide that you want to look at naked women. Said Conan. Conan, I'm saying this for writing my books. Lie further, it's pointless, she won't believe it anyway. Then Kakashi-sensei came in and approached Sanin. Hello, Jiraiya-san, oh Kakashi-kun, here's a new book. He handed him a book, and he was very happy. Thanks. But could you give me another book, otherwise my friend has a girlfriend, but he won't dare take the book. Well, not that. Please ask who is this lucky guy. Apparently he doesn't like life. Shisui Uchiha. Jiraiya was going to give the book to him, but I took it away. After that, Haiden said, Girl, aren't you too young for such books? Maybe. Hataki just try to give it to him. Otherwise, I don't want my first time with him to be by the book. And they're a little pria.li. Meanwhile, I burned this book. So you're dating Shisui? I nodded to him at that. And she said I'll find out then you know what I'll do. And she left this vision. It was already about 8 and there was some kind of festival. Where I accidentally saw Sakura and team holding hands. Having decided to follow them a little. They went around the corner, Sakura was pressed against the wall and the subject kissed her. So okay, let's not bother them. And in a few seconds I was home. Only it's not fate to rest, someone knocked. When I opened the door, I saw Shisui, he smelled of alcohol. Naruchan hello. He said coming in. I closed the door and we went to the sofa. But not everything is so simple. When he sat down on the sofa, and I walked past him, he pulled me on himself. And our pose, as it were, is not very decent. I was sitting on his lap in the groin area, facing him. Shisui, you're drunk. I said. But all he did was put his hands on my waist. I know. But you have no idea how much I want you. I was trying to blow off steam, but doing it with someone else, I'm imagining you. And there's nothing I can do about it. Damn, I didn't think that I was starting him in an intimate way. Don't be a boogeyman. Give it to him, well, hush. And don't you dare peek. Look, the advisor was found. It's not enough for him to watch what we're doing here. Okay, so let it be. And that was the trigger. After all, he pulled and kissed me with all the passion. And he was studying the depths of my mouth again. When he bit my lower lip, I moaned. And I felt something hard pressing against my fifth point. Because of the excitement, I shifted a little on him. Throwing me on the bed, Shisui began to leave wet kisses on my neck, sucking my skin in places. He kissed me again. He took off his t-shirt and everything else, and I kept up with him, and here we are with him completely without clothes. Shisui, TV is only more gentle, I'm still a virgin. Coming up to me, he leaned his excited flesh and began to enter a little, and I screamed a little. He stopped so that I could get used to the pain a little. After giving a sign, he began to move and pick up the pace. We forgot about everything and dissolved into each other. Why do you have so few things? Sakura asked, looking at all the amount of my clothes. She was not enough, so she also threw a tantrum in the style of, "You're a girl. I have enough of them. And if you're talking about a small number of dresses and skirts, then I don't really like them. I'm more comfortable in pants or shorts," I said, closing the last suitcase. That's it. Finally collected all the things. I sold the house, so now I need to take all the things to Shisui. And in order not to sweat, I'll seal it in fuin. It's not for nothing that I'm uzumaki. After sealing everything that is necessary, Sakura and I left the house. Listen, how are you doing on the personal front? I asked with a bald head, like a Cheshire cat. No, well, it's not interesting, I didn't even blush. No way, we are friends with him. Yeah, I just believed it. Pisses and does not blush. Ayayaya, it's bad to lie, Sakura, it's bad. Yes, don't beg me here for garden nonsense, I saw you kissing. She looked at me with surprised eyes and blushed this time. Is she ashamed of her best friend's lies, or for the kiss she saw with the topic? I can't hide anything from you. We're dating. She admitted it, it's already progress. And where are you going to live? I sold the house, but where is the new one? What is it? She asked. So she doesn't know. So you don't know? I don't know what? I'm dating Shisui, and I'm going to live with him in the Uchiha quarter. Holy shit, it's too much for her, she fainted. Does she have such a reaction? Or was it transmitted by airborne droplets from Obito? Sakura, this is Madrith, what did you crash? I asked. Sakura abruptly opened her eyes and sat down in the lotus position. And narrowing her eyes, she began to examine me. You have it, well. Was it? What is it? She asked with crimson cheeks. Remembering what Shisui and I were doing a week ago, I blushed. Well. It's a shame to talk about it. Yes, it was. And why do you need it? I asked. As soon as I remember, I immediately get confused. And how was it? Does it hurt? She said, looking anywhere, but not into my eyes. That's when you do it, then you'll find out, but don't ask me. And I disappeared into Shunshin out of harm's way. If he really wants to know what it is, let him approach his parents or buy a book. Here I am not her expert in such matters. When I opened the door to Shisui's house, I saw women's shoes, and then I heard a woman's voice. Shisui, you love me, not this clanless one. The girl said in a sugary voice. And now what is this mop? Who dared to encroach on my property? Calm down, let's see what happens next. Kiera, we broke up a year ago, you say I love you? No, I don't, I had sympathy for you and nothing more. And after you cheated on me, even the sympathy disappeared. And I really love Neru, if she leaves me, I have no idea what I will do. Now get out of this house right now. She should be here soon. Shisui is only mine, and no one else's. So take a bite out of Kiera, and perish from him, otherwise I can't vouch for myself. Sierra looked in my direction and smiled maliciously, and then went up to him and kissed him. And at first he hesitated and answered. He answered her. It hurts, why? What is it, am I crying? I took a step back, they stopped kissing, Kiara looked in my direction and Shisui also followed her. I saw surprise and fear in his eyes. Naru, you didn't understand everything correctly. I saw everything with my own eyes. Wrong? Wrong? What do you think I'm blind? I shouted, covering myself with Kurama's chakra. I hate it. I don't want to know you. Having said that, I took off the pendant he gave me and threw it at him with the words. I don't need it anymore, and ran out of there. Naruto. Stop. Listen to me. I saw my lover in front of me. A lover? No, he's not my lover anymore. Without listening to him, I disappeared into a whirlwind of leaves to Rin. POV. Shisui. She's gone. What did I do? Why did I respond to the kiss? Idiot. She doesn't want to know me. On wobbly legs, I headed to the house where she was, the one who broke everything. Well, Shisui doesn't bother us anymore, and this whore only needed your money and status. You described yourself well just now. But how dare you call her that? Angry, I hit her. Shisui? She asked, holding her cheek. How infuriating. Get out of here, I don't love you, I love Naruto. I said, hoping she would leave. But she just took my hand. I said, get out of here. I shouted, growling a little, and I activated the Sharingan out of anger. When she saw him, she ran away. I slowly went down the wall to the floor. I'm a jerk, upset the girl I love. POV. Author. 2 days have passed since the lovers' quarrel. Shisui blames himself for this incident. He wanted to talk to her face to face, but as soon as he saw her, she had already disappeared from the field of view of dark eyes. He understood what mistake he had made, and why she was avoiding him. In order to forgive a person and think about everything, it takes time. He decided not to touch her for a while, hoping for her to come on her own, or if he tries to talk to her again, she won't run away. Shisui spent time with Itachi and Sasuke in training to somehow distract himself from parting with his beloved. It didn't help him much in terms of distraction, and time passed quickly, which he was happy about. Although he stopped trying to reconcile, it didn't hurt him to just watch her. Watching, I saw her in the company of Rin and Obito. They encouraged her in every way and gave her advice. Well, Rin gave advice in words, and Obito wanted to show up to Shisui when he saw a tearful named daughter. Flashback. Obito and Rin's house was very quiet, peaceful and cozy. As befits a couple. Rin was standing by the stove and cooking dinner, and Obito was lying on the couch after returning from a mission. After some time, a tearful Naruto showed up to them. Obito and Rin were surprised to see her like this. To see crying is a rare phenomenon. Rin slowly approached her. The blonde hugged the girl emotionally and started crying again. We are broke up, she said through tears. Rin took her to the sofa and stroked her head, calming her down a little. Obito went to get a glass of water. Naruto immediately drained it. Now explain normally, what happened? Rin asked, and Obito was expecting an answer. And Naruto told everything that had happened recently. Naru, he kissed her, maybe it happened by itself, he ran after you and tried to explain everything? The blonde nodded. Here. You love him, and he loves you. This Sierra cheated on him, and I don't think he's stupid enough to leave you for her. Rin said. And Naruto began to think about the whole situation. While sitting, they heard a quiet whisper, and felt a dark aura. Do you understand who I'm talking about? I'm sure it is. Rat poison? Castration? Strangle him? Cut the throat? Obito whispered different ways of killing his clansmen. His thoughts were interrupted a second earlier by a flying frying pan, which safely flew into his head from Rin. Because it's no good killing people, she's trying to try them on here, and he wants to kill him. Rin has been shipping this couple for a long time, and she will not let them part, and then regret the choice she made. Naruko is a sunny girl, and Noera does not want her son to go out from her first love. Rin, for what? Obito whimpered, scratching the meeting places of the frying pan in his head. Just try to do something with him, I will personally arrange a funeral for you. Rin said. I need to think about everything. Naruko said. And Noera was pleased with herself, she was able to calm her down and think about everything on a sound head, and not on emotions. End. Flashback. Naruko was a little depressed during these 3 days, and went with Rin and Obito, and she noticed that she was being followed. She seems to have forgiven him, but she doesn't seem to have. She was pleased for his concern, and for the time given to her to think. Walking along the road of Uzumaki village, I came across Sasuke with Sakura. Hello Naru. The pink-haired one said, and Sasuke just nodded. The couple approached her, and Uzumaki noticed Uchiha's gaze. Topic, if you have something to say, say it. She said. And Sasuke just sighed, gathering his thoughts for their conversation. Can you still make peace with him? He's suffering and so are you. Give him a second chance, he said. To be honest, she never thought that everyone would help her with love problems, especially Sasuke. You at least check him out. Itachi and I came to him once, he was drunk to death, and he got sick. Now she understands that he loves only her. After all, who without loving will drink so much and suffer? It's better for us to talk to him, I'll go to him right now. She wanted to leave, but Sasuke stopped her and gave her a bag of medicines. I was going to come to him, since you're already going, there's no need for me. Thanking him, she went to his house. She knocked on her brother-in-law's door, but no one opened it. She was able to enter because it was not locked. There was a complete oppressive silence in the house. When she didn't see Shisui, she went to his room. There were a lot of empty bottles of alcohol in the room, and our drunk was lying on the floor near the bed. Shisui rubbed his eyes in disbelief at her arrival. When he got up, he almost sprawled on the floor like a star again. Naruko, forgive me a fool, he said, kneeling in front of her. His legs could not hold him, because apart from a strong hangover, he had a fever. I've already forgiven you, you fool, she said. And Shisui smiled with the corners of his lips. Now he is very tired. Barely as she dragged him to the bed and changed his clothes. After checking his temperature, she realized that he had a high fever. She took antipyretic pills out of the medicine bag. She already had the medicine itself and a glass of water in her hands. She lifted his head and gave him a pill with water. After drinking, he lay down on the bed again and fell asleep. The blonde began to clean up the mess in his room. She didn't clean for very long. Before leaving, she checked his temperature again and relaxed, because the fever had subsided. But they didn't let her leave. Shisui grabbed her hand. Naruko tried to remove her hand, but nothing happened. Uchiha pulled her towards him and hugged her. Naru decided to stay with him so as not to wake him up. She wouldn't have been able to get away from his grip anyway. So they fell asleep together in the same bed. Shisui, wake up, Naruko said, slowly fingering his hair. Uchiha only hugged her harder. The blonde started poking his cheek. He mumbled, and opening his eyes slightly, he began to recall the events of yesterday. Can you still let me go? I want to make breakfast, and you get some more sleep. The blonde was reluctantly released by strong male hands. She stood up and kissed him on the lips and went to prepare the future breakfast. Shisui lay in bed for 20 minutes, and deigned to get up. And he got up because of the delicious smell of food. After changing his clothes, he headed downstairs. At the bottom he had a picture where Naruto in a pink apron was frying pancakes in a frying pan. Coming up to her from behind, he hugged her again. Did you know that Uchiha love hugs? If not, then now you know. How delicious it smells, he said and kissed her on the cheek. Sit down to eat scrambled eggs, and I'll finish with pancakes. He did not test her nerves, and began to devour the breakfast prepared for him. Naruto, having finished with the pancakes, also joined him. I'm glad you came, and I'm sorry again, he said. And the blonde smiled at him with her smile. Stop apologizing already, I told you I forgave you, she said, but she doesn't know what he wants to ask her, although the moment is not right. When he finished eating, he got up from his seat. I understand that the moment is inappropriate and not romantic. So Naru, I love you very much, and I can't live without you. You know perfectly well that we Uchiha love once in a lifetime. So will you be my wife? Standing on one knee, he said. Naruto's eyes were streaming with tears. But still she gave the answer. Yes. 4 years have passed since Shisui's proposal. Little has changed during this time. Not counting the appearance of new couples in love. Ino started dating Sai, Shikamaru with Temari, Hinata with Kiba. Naru and Shisui also got married when she was 15 years old. As for Akatsuki, Konan started dating Yahiko. Nagato keeps order. For taking the same day Dara with his explosions will not end well. He wanted to blow up the room all the time, but they managed to stop him. And they ate as they were taught to use them for fun. Haiden, as he was a Mater Shinnik, remained so. Kakuzu bickers with him every time they meet. Kisame went to work for Ibiki Marino, everyone was shocked to learn about it. Now let's move on to Sakura and Sasuke. This two sang together, all the while teasing Shisui with Naruto, when will I become an uncle/aunt? Kami-sama is good that these jokes were relevant for the first 2 years. They were having a hard time themselves. Sasuke's mother asked him and Shisui to invite their girls to visit. Which they did. Flashback. 2 years ago. And why did she call us? Naru asked Shisui. The same decided to answer the question. Mikoto-san heard their jokes on us. She really wants to become a grandmother and babysit her grandchildren. So I think it will be about that. The guy answered confusedly. No, well, of course I understand everything. But who will be at the table discussing how they did it? It's clear, good, morally ready for such questions. If he asks. Sakura then did not lag behind her with questions about what it felt like after the first time. Nerves were at their peak, so she blurted everything out to her in one breath. Shisui, Naruto, I'm glad you came, let's go. Sakura and Sasuke are already here. The couple exchanged glances with each other and went after the wife of the head of the clan. Praying to the Shinigami that everything will go well, without shedding blood. After eating a little, everyone sitting decided to chat, because when will they still be able to chat like this? When are you planning to get married? Mikoto asked the future husband and wife. We think after the 5th anniversary. Uzumaki replied, okay, what about the kids? Shisui choked, but quickly recovered. Maybe after the honeymoon, if of course Naruto won't mind. Mikoto was happy, because she will have someone to babysit with. The older sons have long since grown up, Itachi has not yet found a girlfriend, and Sasuke has not yet decided, even though he is an Uchiha, but he is ashamed to talk about conceiving children. by the way, have you already had your first time? Mikoto asked her youngest son. Shisui and Naruto didn't want to hear such a question to themselves, so they left quickly. They were wondering how Sakura and Sasuke would get out, but it would not be difficult to ask them. Traitors. This is the last thing they heard. End. Flashback. Kakashi stayed with his book. Obito and Rin got married. They did not play a wedding, they just quietly signed. Rin is also pregnant. Uchiha is not sweet right now. Pregnant Kunoichi is very dangerous and capricious. Rin woke up several times at night and asked for exotic fruits, and Obito had to fulfill the whims of a pregnant wife. After another year. A week ago, Naru slept with Shisui. And today she has some strange feelings. Sitting at the table and looking at a plate of ramen, she feels sick. Abruptly getting up, she hit her side on the table, and ran to the bathroom. At first she thought about poisoning, but then she took a pregnancy test. I'm pregnant, Uzumaki said, jumping on the spot. Because it's daytime, and my husband is at work. She decided to cook a delicious dinner and tell him the wonderful news. After 4 hours, the door to the house opened and from there Naru saw her husband. Does it smell delicious? Are we having some kind of holiday? Shisui asked, putting his arm around her waist. No, I have important news for you, but first let's have a snack. He agreed with her. We'll have a bite. I started to stare at her intently. And what did you want to tell me? Said the brunette, gently smiling. There will be a replenishment in our house soon. Shisui was holding a fork in his hand, but after the words of his beloved, he dropped the object. I'm pregnant. Shisui couldn't convey his joy. Therefore, he approached his wife and put his head to her stomach. I am very happy. 6 years later, Shisui and Naru had a boy, named Hikaru. Shikadai, I won you again. Hikaru exclaimed. How hemorrhagic it is. The son of Shikamaru and Temari answered. That's right, he took after you. Temari muttered. Is that a bad thing? Naruto asked. And immediately heard no. Okay, we'll go. We still have things to do. Shikamaru said. And the Nara family left. Ka-san, to-san, you will always be with me, right? Hikaru asked his parents. We will, until the time when we are destined to leave. Shisui replied. I love you very much, Hikaru said. And we love you. That's the end of it.